Hello everyone, Norma Woodcock speaking to you from Perth in Western Australia. I'd like to speak into the Epiphany of the Lord Year B and the theme, Be Open. In Matthew's Gospel, we hear the story of the wise men following the star that halted over the place where Jesus lay. And the wise men went in and saw the child with Mary, and falling to their knees, they did him homage. They offered him gifts of gold and frankincense and myrrh. So in a sense, Christmas celebrates the coming of Christ to Israel. The Epiphany celebrates his coming to all humanity. The Epiphany invites us to overcome our prejudices and stereotypes and to be open to all people. Those of you who have been listening to me for a while know my stories, but two stories out of my journey are particularly relevant here. Many years ago, I was invited to speak in the northwest of Western Australia, and I was flown into this town in the northwest. And as we got out of the plane and into the town, the bustling town, and travelled into the town, there was a whole lot of people around that seemed to be coming to investigate who this woman was who was arriving in their midst. And they came up to me with their little babies, and I automatically was just reaching out and touching the little baby's cheeks and wanting to just bless them. And the person with me said, no, they're not Catholics. It stayed very deeply in me. I kept praying anyway, by the way. But then I want to take you to a story that happened many years later, where I understood Epiphany. I was in a shopping centre close by my home, and there was a fashion parade, and I'd been invited, and one of the stores there that I quite enjoyed going to, and we were all given a glass of champagne and looking at some of the lovely clothes. And I took a break and I went into the main mall. And as I stood there, a little old wizened up lady from another country came along pushing her trolley. She had been cleaning the toilets. And she looked at me and I looked at her, and I said hello, and she said hello. I said, how are you? And she said, God is good. I have food in my refrigerator. I have warm clothes to wear. I have warm blankets at night. God is good. And I looked at that little lady, and I didn't care where she'd come from. I didn't care what denomination, what religion, what background, what race. I just felt unity. I felt a oneness with her. It was like gold, pure gold. And I remember wanting to just reach out and take her in my arms, which of course I didn't. I might have frightened the little old lady. But I will never forget that as we shared about how God was good, with my champagne glass in my hand and with her toilet trolley in her hand, we were one. And so the invitation today is true happiness comes when you let all the barriers come down that do exist between all of us. And you see people as God sees them, with worth and value, importance and dignity. And as you start to look at people through the eyes that Christ gives us to see them with, I believe the change happens deep in our hearts, and we will begin to see ourselves as Christ sees us, of value, of dignity, of great worth. May the Epiphany speak into your life this week as God brings you opportunities to embrace and not to cast away. Thank you for listening. God bless you, and may you have a great week.